Oh, it started. So let's.
Film Fanatics. From the silver screen to your earphones with Alan Azulay and Gal Balaban.
Welcome back to Film Fanatics, where we talk about the movies that have us obsessed, excited, and inspired. And I am Alan.
And I'm Gal, and today's a YouTube exclusive episode about the new plan for the DCU as delivered by James Gunn. We're recording this one from our homes. The last time we convened together from our respective locations was for the League of Cinephiles match.
That's right, and I was in a different home because I just moved.
That's right.
Yes, you can see the Film Fanatics blue couch behind me. That's a new thing. I'm excited for this episode. We have a lot of shit to talk about.
So James Gunn basically released like a Kevin Feige video where he's like, "What's up? I'm James Gunn. Here's our chapter one," and he like went through all the projects, which, I mean, 10 years too late for DC to do this, but I love James Gunn. I love his personality. So like, even though I just like read it on like Wikipedia, I still watched through the whole video just because like he's fun to listen talk.
He is, but I will say something. Is Warner Brothers kind of broke? Because that was so like anticlimactic.
Oh, like the graphics?
The graphics, the video overall, like why didn't he go like up on a soundstage? Apparently there were like a bunch of like reporters there. Like why didn't they do it in like a little like theater kind of thing? It just kind of felt like kind of rushed. And I guess it was because they kind of left it for like January 31st, which was like their limit that they set from this for themselves for no goddamn reason. So yeah.
Maybe he had to like leave the editing room for a sec, like, wait, pull out my phone. Then he goes back into the Guardians editing room.
Maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the graphic here. There we go. So
Right.
So basically
Chapter one
this
is called Gods and Monsters.
Yeah, it's called Gods and Monsters, the chapter, which I think it's a cool way to like kind of separate it from like phases and shit like that, like the MCU. I think like chapters.
I think it kind of fits for DC to have like this like dramatic chapter titles, because I feel like they've also had like the iconic like comic series names, so it kind of fits.
Your one actual god is not here, which is Wonder Woman.
I mean, that's weird. Like,
yeah. Speaking of, let's start with the movies. So basically, he kind of announced that like what's happening next year. I guess this year, Shazam and all that. I guess they're still in the DCU. Did you understand that?
Yeah, but he did claim that like the Flash is a reset. So I think what he's doing is starting with the Flash, some of the cast like Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck are going to get replaced, but it looks like he's keeping Viola Davis, Margot Robbie, Zachary Levi, etc. Because he did talk really enthusiastically about Shazam: Fury of the Gods. So it's almost like everything was canon, but some of it actually isn't canon. But I don't even know. It's not a complete like reboot from scratch. Like it's still set in the same universe, I want to say. But it's like what they did in Endgame with Gamora, but like 20 different times.
Gotcha.
Think about it that way.
Yeah. I will say I'm kind of disappointed about that. I was so excited to get like a phase one kind of thing, like from scratch, Like I was really looking forward to seeing like all these new heroes or even old heroes, but like kind of like being presented to us again in a new way, in a new world. But I guess this is good enough, I guess.
I get where you're coming from, but also like they have like Supergirl movie and they want to probably keep the actress that they just cast for the Flash.
I don't know if keep her.
Is she controversial now?
No, she's not controversial, but like I don't know if he wants to keep someone he like didn't cast I don't know.
Oh,
We'll
maybe.
see.
Well, I mean, like I get where you're coming from, but on the other hand, I really want to see Peacemaker season 2. So there's
Yeah,
that.
I don't really care. I would have blown up everything honestly at this point. Like without Henry Cavill, what's the point? Uh,
I know,
but
like even me not being like the biggest quote Snyderverse fan, I was looking forward to his return. And
yeah, but to be
like
fair,
again,
he
I
was
know
in a movie against Black Adam, and then that was probably gonna be shit.
yeah, like I know it wasn't Gunn's decision to put him in Black Adam, but it was just anticlimactic where he's like, I'm back. Just kidding.
Yeah. So anyway, like we got our gripes kind of out of the way. So let's start with his actual stuff, not the kind of stuff that's already announced before. So he announced last month that he was writing the Superman movie. There's not any news from that, just the name, I guess. It's a Superman Legacy and it will debut July 11th, 2025. So about 2.5 years from now. And that's when the DCU will start. What did you think about that one?
It sounds cool. Again, I would have loved like Henry Cavill to come back and have like a couple years after Justice League, what's he up to? You don't even need the whole like Amy Adams, Lawrence Fishburne, etc. gang. But I mean, I'm interested like how different can you make it? Because like Man of Steel was a very I don't love it, but it's a very strong Superman origin.
Yeah.
Like, is he trying to make this one a little edgier, more comedic? Like, we know he's done Super and Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's writing this one.
I really hope it's not comedic.
So like, it really depends for me on the actor that they bring in as Superman and the director and the trailer for me to be sold on this.
Yeah, me too. I'm not sold on it yet. Especially because it's not a total reboot. I would have been more sold on this if it was. Um, but yeah.
Right.
Then apparently I'm gonna keep bringing this up just because you know
Hmm.
I keep forgetting. So um, so the movie after that one apparently will be the Batman 2, which is not here actually because it's now
Now
branded
that's with this after Superman.
a DC Elseworlds story, which
Yeah,
is
DC
just
Black,
also
DC Elseworlds. That was the thing in the CW too, right? Elseworlds. It was like a mini series or something.
yeah, where like the guy that played like Stephen Amell played the Flash, and the Flash played the Arrow, basically.
And he who must not be named reprised his role from the DCEU.
Oh yeah, that's
Like a
right.
second.
No, 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 that was Crisis on Infinite Earths. That was a different thing.
Proof that I haven't seen them.
I unfortunately saw it all. This one.
And also, like, we have the great Battinson universe, so it's like this is like the second actor where they're kind of rebooting Batfleck, and I don't know how I feel about there being like two prominent Batman. I feel like they should wait a little longer to let Battinson have his spotlight. But
Or
again,
they should have just put it in the same universe, honestly.
yeah, like
Well, I don't get
honestly, if
why.
you're gonna reboot them, like throw Amanda Waller and Shazam into the Reeves timeline.
No, like in my opinion, they should have reboot everything and put everything in the Reeves universe, but that's just me. Um, so then that movie, it's probably gonna be amazing, even though I still wish it was in the main timeline, but whatever.
Again, though,
Um,
like I feel like we just recently had like this whole casting thing where it's like Robert Pattinson, and now again we're casting Batman from a new. Again, I feel
yeah,
like they
that's
should
what
have
I
given
mean.
us more time.
I just wish Pattinson was the one in the main timeline, and we didn't have
Yeah,
to go through this again. Still, he got me. I'm excited about this fucking Batman project that he's
mhm.
talking about. Like The Brave and the Bold is the next movie in the proper DCU, and it just sounds so good. I have no
And
idea
now,
how you're gonna introduce like the first big robbing in the screen being Damian Wayne and not Dick Grayson, but I guess fuck it. It's probably amazing. Dick Grayson is such a good character. He's such a little bitch. I'm
and
so
then
excited.
I'm gonna bet you so much that Alan hates this title, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
I would But apparently the comics that it's based on that has the same name is apparently fantastic. I still haven't read it. It's like a mini series.
It's just the
So
title.
I will give a pass on that because I am excited to see like actual translations from the comics, not just like people inventing shit for the screen. Like you have good source material, fucking follow it.
It's still the title. I don't know. It just doesn't ring well to me. This reminds me of Legends of Tomorrow.
It's
I'm like
because it's based on I think a comic run from Man of Steel that was called Man of Tomorrow. So
Supergirl of Steel, Woman of Steel.
so
Imagine they
yeah,
just call it Woman of Steel.
that movie actually sounds pretty good because like I read a little bit about what this miniseries was and it does sound fantastic. It's like her kind of helping this girl like avenge the people who killed her family or something like that, and she goes from like ward to ward, like to like different planets and shit, and like uh yeah, it sounds like an epic adventure like in the universe, and that sounds kind of like fun.
Then we have The Authority. Tell us a bit about that one.
See, this one is a deep cut even for me, man. I had never heard of them before. uh but it's another like Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy kind of thing. So I don't know, man. Why keep doing the
Then
same thing over and over again?
then Swamp Thing. Like I know that was kind of cursed because they canceled it after one season, the HBO Max show or whatever, and then now they're trying it again. I don't know. Like, are they trying to make
Yeah,
this like their Werewolf by Night?
I guess so. But an actual movie, they need to make this movie so cheap because it's not gonna make a lot of money.
Does James Gunn want to put the Harley Quinn show into this? Because he has an animated show with
I
Creature
don't
Command.
think so because he said that the same actors would play them in live action and animation, and Kaylee
Oh,
Cuoco plays Harley Quinn in the animation. It's probably another fucking Elseworlds. Uh, so I don't know why I sound so bummed. This is good stuff. It's just I was expecting a little bit more, I guess. Um, then the another thing that I don't get why exists: Creature Commandos, an animated TV show. Um, I guess uh, that's another thing that's kind of like a Suicide Squad type of thing that I don't know. I maybe it would be fun. He wrote already all the
speaking of,
episodes, so it's probably gonna be one of the first things that comes out.
speaking of the Suicide Squad, Viola's getting her own show. It's called
Yeah,
Waller.
that
It's
I'm
a
excited
sequel to
about.
Wally. No, I'm just kidding. I'm excited about it, but I hope they don't try to redeem her because it was
I
so
don't
fun
think
to root against her in the last couple movies that
I
like
don't
I hope
think
they
they
don't
will.
do a peacemaker thing where it's like she was good all along.
No, I don't think they will. Honestly, I think it's gonna be more of like an exploration, and it's gonna be her trial, probably. Right? Remember that she got arrested in the end of Peacemaker. So it's probably gonna be her trial, and then maybe some flashbacks. I don't know.
De-aged Viola
Sounds in-
Davis, a TV series.
But it sounds interesting, and yeah, again, give Viola Davis all the money in the world. So
True. Now listen, Lanterns is the next show. I'm excited
that
for this, the most out of all the
that I'm so
shows,
excited about.
but I wish it was a movie. I really wish it was a big screen movie.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. Me too. Um,
And also in the back of my head, like apparently this came out that Trevante Rose was Zack Snyder's choice for Jon Stewart, is it?
yeah, John,
Not the Daily Show host. Um, but
the
yeah,
African
so I
American
wonder.
lantern.
I don't think James Gunn wants to keep that casting because like he wants to differentiate himself as much as possible. But he would have been a good pick.
But I think this is also the perfect way because like I like Jon Stewart more because I grew up watching the Justice League animated series and he was a big character in that. Um, but a lot of like Green Lantern fans, I guess they love more Hal Jordan. Uh, so I don't know.
Are they
Like I feel like he
like
did a really good
co-leads?
job like putting the two of them because then nobody gets mad.
I think it's like co-leads because they said it's something like True Detective based or something, or
Yeah,
like Lethal Weapon inspired, which is something they say about like every superhero movie since Thor Ragnarok now. But
yeah.
um, but I'm excited for that, even
I'm excited.
though it means we'll
And
never have a truly great
I have a
long-term movie.
casting idea, but it's actually my casting idea for both Booster Gold and Hal Jordan's the same one. That my man from Top Gun Maverick, what's his name?
Glenn Powell.
Ben Powell should be
For
either one
some
of those.
reason, I was thinking of him before you even said his name. I was like, when he said something, someone would be good. Glenn Powell would be good for both. Like even before you
Yeah,
said that.
either or. If you get me him as Booster Gold, which is also another TV show that's coming out, um, or Hal Jordan, he would be like incredible as either or.
He's waiting for a contract somewhere. That's all we know.
Yeah,
He's
for
got
sure.
he's got the charisma. Um, and then number 10, Paradise Lost. Are you excited for this?
I have mixed feelings about this one. Like the way he
This
said
one,
it sounds fun because it's like Game of Thrones in Themyscira, and that sounds fun.
there was like an Amazon's movie that they. This sounds like this reworked into a show, which could go either way. Could be fun, but
I just
again,
I don't
like
like
I don't
when
think
the release
they
is
need
not in.
to. I don't think they need to milk the Themyscira side or the Amanda Waller side. Like I like that Amanda Waller was more of an antagonistic force rather than the lead so far. Don't get me wrong, I love Viola Davis, but like for the character's role, or like it's kind of the same issue I have for like the Wakanda show that Marvel may or may not still be working on. Like it feels like the Black Panther movies are the Wakanda show. So like, but it has potential, but I don't know.
Yeah, it has potential for sure. I just think they should put Wonder Woman in there. Like I don't get why she's there. Like they have a trinity. Why you're giving a
They should
movie to?
they should change the name.
Yeah, that
But it's
also.
also a me thing because I remember I grew up with like it's so dumb, but I grew up with like this DVD of a bunch of Smurfs episodes, and the one I watched the most was called Paradise Lost. So if I see Paradise Lost, I just think of the Smurfs episodes. Oh, it's so bad.
Oh man, but like, yeah, this sounds like it could be fun from his description. I just really think you should stick Diana in there. I don't think there's a because if so, a lot of people are gonna skip the show if you don't put her in there. And
Well, they're gonna skip it if it's called Paradise Lost. Like, you excited for like Paradise Lost episode 3 drops Thursday on HBO Max? Like, that's not hype at all.
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I think they have some work to do, honestly, to get us
Do you,
excited about stuff. Like I
do you
think
think they
casting
need
is
to have
gonna
like a sort of culmination? Like, I feel like we want that next either Justice League team up or something to bring these together.
apparently Superman is gonna fight this the Authority, that team. Apparently that's the first culmination thing.
So it's kind of like the Suicide Squad kill the Justice League game.
Yeah, but only Superman. So that's apparently a thing. But I think they should have done like Justice League stuff first, before all this weird stuff.
Yeah,
To
even
kind of
one
get
Justice League movie to give Henry Cavill his swan song.
no, not that. That is I gave up on that. Like
The Justice League Endgame.
they should have like done like like a more okay, have your Superman movie or Batman movie or Wonder Woman movie, your Lantern show, and then a Justice League. You know, to like
Mhm.
cap off the phase. You have only like 4 projects. It's easier on the audience than like fucking 10 projects, and it's projects that people love already anyway. It's easier to make the money and all that, and then people
I
would
just
buy
feel like
into the DCU, and then they'll get into the weirder shit after that.
I
Like
just feel
we're
like
gonna
moving
watch
into
because
this.
we like this stuff, but like I don't think a lot of people are gonna watch like Booster Gold, Paradise Lost, Waller.
I just feel like if we're getting 5 movies, Swamp Thing is one of them.
On phase one, that sounds weird. Yeah.
Phase sort of 1, sort of 2, sort of 3. I don't
Yeah.
even know.
But you see my problem, right? I think the three first movies are fine, like for a first phase, like Supergirl, Superman,
Yeah, they should have done that, Lanterns, and Justice League.
and like be like
Peacemaker
throw,
also, I
throw away
guess.
the Authority and Swamp Thing and put like a Wonder Woman movie in there, and there you go. That's your first phase. Even with the Supergirl one, I think that can work.
Mhm.
But we're not James Gunn, are we?
There. I'm actually with you there. It would have been a little more like, here's what we wanted in the first place. Um, even though, like, look, when the first Guardians was announced, nobody cared about those characters. Now look at where they are. So you
No,
never
I know,
know.
but I think you should build like because Marvel didn't start with Guardians for a reason. You need to
Exactly.
build the like pillars of your universe first.
Yeah. But they did have Suicide Squad as their third movie.
Yeah, no, but they never did this the right. We all know that they never did this the right way.
Exactly.
Like they started with two team up movies after like only one hero movie. That's so stupid.
That was their first mistake of many.
They made a lot of them.
Yes, sir.
They jumped the gun for sure. But yeah, I
They
think
jumped the gun.
overall, I'm gonna watch all this shit, and I'm gonna complain about half of it, and I'm gonna love half of it for sure.
I think maybe in 2 years, Twitter will be crazy about how like Swamp Thing was a surprise or like the one thing superhero genre needed. You know how Werewolf by Night was like responded to. You never know. Like I trust James Gunn more than I have anyone else who's been in charge of this studio.
Yeah, same.
Um, I hope to see them a little more interconnected. I hope to see Gal Gadot return and like the Shazam and the Suicide Squad characters, and depending on how Aquaman 2 goes, because there's like that video of Jason Momoa going, "Love you, James. Love you, Peter. Just got out of a meeting with Warner Brothers and DC." So like he
I
might be
think he's
staying
staying.
on.
I think he's either staying on as Aquaman or as Lobo. I think it's gonna depend
I think he's
on
staying.
how well Aquaman does on the box office. If it does well, he's staying as Aquaman. If it sucks in the box office, he's becoming Lobo.
I don't think they would choose someone from their existing universe.
But yeah, we'll fucking watch it. We'll watch anything at this point. But yeah, I think overall, what's the project that got you the most excited?
Again, I sort of take issue with the like, yay, we're casting Batman yet again. But The Brave and the Bold does sound like a really good
Me too.
project.
Me too.
Even though
that's my favorite.
even though we already just got a dark Batman movie, depends on the approach, depends on who's doing
I
it.
think it's gonna be
Sounds like
more of
something-
like a Batman comics kind of thing, like with more like fantastical villains, less realistic.
It's like the Tim Burton Batman, even.
Yeah, but like modern, hopefully.
Like
You know what I mean? Like not as cheesy.
minus like Danny DeVito as the Penguin eating someone's ear off and getting elected mayor.
Exactly. Like I have a feeling it's gonna be really good because like the Damon Wayne storyline is so good. Because do you know like who he is? Like he's the son of Bruce and Talia al Ghul.
Oh
So
God,
yeah, so
that's
he's a
that's
psychopath.
interesting. That's some like moral ambiguity there.
Yeah,
'Cause, like-
he's a dick. He's such a dick. Like such a little bastard. And like he kills everyone even though he's like 13.
Damien, oh my God,
Yeah.
Timothy
And,
Chalamet is like, sign me the fuck up.
Because like his grandpa is Raj Al Ghul, of course, or Raish, uh, in the White Nolan movies, even though he's an Arab character.
Nolan was he Rachel or Raza? I don't even remember.
He was
I've seen
Raish,
my God.
which makes sense because he was white as fuck. Uh, but it was Liam Neeson, so we let it
It's
go.
a very particular set of skills.
But basically, Raj Al Ghul is like this. He has the soul of the demon. That's his whole thing. And basically, that soul of the demon passes on to Damien. So he's like,
Oh.
like such an asshole.
I don't know why this came to my mind, but it reminds me of like Miles Quaritch's son in Avatar. and he's like leaning on that moral
Kind of
line.
like that, but way better.
Actually, a really interesting premise, though. Again, maybe they should give it a few more years for the timing, but once they make this movie, I feel like it could be something really great,
Me
especially
too.
for the quality of the DCU. We've only had a couple projects that people really love.
Yeah, but that's definitely the one that I'm most excited about. I really want to see like him deal with this brat of a kid, and yeah,
All I want to say that we haven't mentioned is I don't forget anything on this soon, but I really want Margot Robbie to stay on as Harley Quinn because she was perfect.
I wanted
And
everything to blow up, but since things are staying, I want her to stay as well. And
like she's just so iconic. And they sort of made like a not shared universe, but they did like two Suicide Squads, and she's in this team. And
yeah,
then I don't know what's the stance on like
could they
other
please
teams
just
that
make
she
her
can be
a
in.
villain again and put her in like a Gotham City Sirens movie with Poison Ivy and Catwoman, and we will all be happy. What's so hard about doing that?
Yeah, as long as David Ayer is nowhere near it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Uh, no, release the Ayer cut. No, fuck that. Let's move on. Let's move on from all that. So that's it, right? I think we're good for our first at-home episode.
Yeah, this was Film Fanatics at home. We just came up with that.
Yes, I'm not gonna edit a lot out of this. So what you got is what you got. I hope you liked it.
Okay.
And that's it.
Hope you guys are also optimistic about the rest of the DCU, as well as the release date of the Batman 2, which is exciting for us all. And we still have some movies before the first phase, like Shazam and Joker and Blue Beetle,
We're
etc.
gonna review all of them here. So why don't you hit that beautiful, incredible? Where is it? There, there it is.
Ooh, beautiful. Oh no,
That beautiful subscribe button right there.
beautiful.
There it is. And you can
Wow.
follow us at Film Fanatics.
Sir.
Film Fanatics. From the silver screen to your earphones with Alan Azulay and Gal Balaban.